Allen Rio and Chevy.
Hey everyone, welcome to I Just Watched. I'm Joseph.
And I'm David.
And we, ladies and gentlemen, are talking Avengers Endgame. It is officially here. It has officially arrived. Fair warning, this will have all kinds of spoilers because this movie had so much going on that there was no way we were going to make one that didn't, we weren't able to do details, because if we did, it'd be like, hey, this movie's amazing, go watch it. Done and done. So we're just going to skip all that and jump straight into it. Anything you want to add before we do?
Yes, I do.
Oh, Jeanette.
Welcome back to the big show.
The only show.
The only show. Joseph and I have been on a little hiatus for a minute. He went to Vegas and did, got crazy.
Ey, mira, estaba nice, ¿no? Ey, pero mira, el pinche waterfall, que yo tenía, estaba bueno. Oh no.
Vegas
And
things.
I can't do a show without Joe, so, I'm here now. We're back, and we're about to hit you with some Endgame knowledge.
Yeah, so I want y'all to be ready. So I'm this movie, I was up, I was down. And I'll tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, I cried. All right? Just like I was watching The Notebook for the first time, I cried.
And the second time.
And
the third time.
We don't got to bring all that up, man. All right?
I'm in the same boat, man. What are you talking
Damn,
about?
all right? Like, start crying right now and shit. No, I was, I don't care what you got to say. I cried like a baby back bitch. Okay? I was like, like I do. That was me. All right? But no, let's get into it. But before we do, I got to do this. Fucking thank you. We're at 350.
350. Didn't think we'd get here. This quick.
Deadass, my goal for this year, I was like, man, let's just get to 250.
Man, baby steps.
Baby steps. Maybe at the end of the year, maybe 3.
Man,
350? 350?
Thank you so much.
Hell yes, appreciate it. Hopefully we can keep growing. We're going to have a bunch more shenanigans and stuff coming out. Super excited to do that. So with that being said, if you enjoy this video, hit that like button. Click the subscribe button to stay tuned and see more of our shenanigans and all future shenanigans. And then that's it for that part. Let's talk Avengers Endgame. Look, ladies and gentlemen, we all knew that I was against the title, Endgame. But this movie was so good. This title could have been, fuck you, Joseph. You're going to watch it anyways. It's that good, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a long subtitle.
You know what? It would have worked, though.
It would have worked.
I would have been there. I would be like, yeah, man, fuck Joseph. Who's
Hey,
Joseph?
instead of $2 billion, it'd be like $1.5 billion.
Yeah. But no, let's get into it. So we're going to do this, pros and cons, but it's really cons because we're just going to get that shit out the way because there's not many.
Very quick.
And then we can jump into what is pros, which is...
The movie.
Yes.
And we're done.
All right, cool. Let's jump in. And then, thanks again. Now, cons. All right. It's weird because my cons, they're not even that big of a deal, honestly. One, I think, is a little bit more important. So, very beginning of this movie, we see, of course, we saw it in the trailer, Brie Larson is Captain Marvel. She has the long hair. I was like, cool. She looked dope. And then we do that 5-year jump, and I'm not a fan of the haircut. It's nitpicky shit, I know. But I like the suit they gave her, because it looked more like her, like form-fitted, and she just looked more Captain Marvel. She had a little sash. It was dope. I'm just not a fan of the haircut.
Brought the sash back.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Russo brothers.
Thank you, Russo brothers.
Because we needed that sash. And then, this is towards the end of the film, but it's also my only other really con, is when she shows up, finally. She's not really like Captain Marvel. She's just binary the entire time. She's like full, like that's...
She's Captain Binary.
Yeah, like 100% new Hulk. Like, she is the new muscle.
She's the big gun.
Yeah, so that's it. Like, I was kind of I didn't expect it. I think I expected more of like a leadership role.
Yeah, because, her, Captain America being... the soldier and being in charge and stuff like that. And you would think that they would transition, her being very powerful and then transitioning to another soldier leading the team kind of just pushes the narrative and just says, you know what, this formula works and we're going to stay there. And they didn't do that.
No.
So as of right now, and I know we're getting off the con thing,
yeah.
we don't know who the leader is, do we?
Yeah, like we can, the leader, I give you my two choices,
Easy for you to say.
Yes. You try to say it. Top 2 choices. It's Black Panther and Doctor Strange to be the leader or co-lead or whatever you want. Basically, the new Cap, new Iron Man, in a sense. I really thought it was her, but I can't see her as that now. Mm-hmm. So to me, she's 100% the big gun. She is the muscle of the group. So I think it's one of those two who's gonna step up and really take charge for whatever future MCU shenanigans is going down. But I mean, you want to add something? Do you have any cons?
Yeah, I do. If we're playing the time travel game, and since we've seen every time travel movie,
Yeah, like Die Hard.
you know, well, of course that goes without saying.
goes without saying.
Haven't seen the movie? You shouldn't be watching first of all,
Yeah,
and second, then you'll understand the reference. But you know, Nebula killed herself, her past self. So does that mean she should be dead?
Like, shouldn't she like cease to exist?
You know,
a sense?
in the immortal words of Austin Powers, and now I've gone cross-eyed.
Yes.
You know, don't think about it. Just enjoy the movie.
Just, you know what? Just let it. Just oh shit, that happened because it needed to happen.
It needed to happen.
Let it go.
Let it go. Hey, you know what? If you think shit's too real, you shouldn't be watching a movie with a talking tree and a talking raccoon.
All right.
You know.
So true.
You know, but I mean, but like I said, is it a plot hole? Is it something to push the push the narrative forward? Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah, because
we're there to have a good time.
we had to mention it, but we didn't give a fuck.
I didn't care.
Yeah, I didn't care. I was like, yeah, shoot that bitch again.
Yeah. Hey, nobody liked that one anyway.
Yeah, no one liked that one anyway. She was a jerk.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, other than that, honestly, that's our issues with the movie.
That's our issues with. Oh no, one more issue. No end credits scene.
Yeah.
So we don't know where we're going.
Yeah, like at the very end, very end, you just hear someone hammering on something, just ding.
And I think, like you said, I think that's just a nod to Tony just
making Mach 1 in the cave or something like, like the birth of what is the Infinity Saga, the MCU. There's a lot of references to the birth of this movie.
There's a lot of references to
this universe.
To a lot.
And then there's a lot of little Easter eggs to like I mean, it's like I'm all over the place, but
let's go. Let's say those are our issues.
Yeah. Those are the cons.
That's the stuff we had to get out of the way to give you the good stuff. Now we're into pros.
Now we can just chit chat about it.
Yeah.
It started at the very, very beginning, and then we're gonna go way all over the place. So this right now is 100% disclaimer. We're gonna start in the beginning, and then we're gonna be all over the damn place.
Or we might start at the end and then finish in the middle.
Yeah, honestly, there's no order.
There's no order. All I know is at the end of the video, we're gonna be like, "You want to get a beer after this?" That was tough.
I need some chocolate in my life, bro. Let me get some of that Hulka burning fudge.
It's a big chocolate.
That motherfucker was eating in the movie. You saw that?
Yeah, I did.
Eating his own ice cream. That's pimp. Fucking. All right. Let's start at the beginning. The cold opening. To just. Did you see the post I sent you? It was like Infinity War, super emotional. Avengers Endgame, hold my beer. The dead ass this movie. Cold start, like getting your tear ducts like nice and moist. Like, oh, you ready to cry? Because you about to get angry, emotional, sad. You went through a 5-year relationship in this one movie.
Yeah. So in the beginning of the movie, we start with the star of the last movie, Clint Barton.
This bitch.
There's that thing again.
Sorry. It just caught me off guard. That shit was hilarious.
You know, so I mean, sitting there showing his daughter how to shoot arrows, blah, blah. She's knocking him out of the park because, of course, she's Hawkeye's daughter.
And then I'm an idiot because I wasn't watching it in my head. I was like, her elbow's too high. She was shooting like this. I was like, her elbow's too high. And then she hit bullseye. And I was like, you know what, Joseph, shut the fuck up. You don't even know how to shoot an arrow.
She's no Arya Stark, I'll tell you that. You know, but so that happens. And then she's knocking it out. And he's like, go get your arrow. He turns around. She grabs it, comes around, and we see dust.
And the thing is, like, it's starting to be pushed away already. You're just like the whole theater just.
And then we see her go to dust, and then he turns. Him being the point of view of the camera, turns, and then two sons,
2 kids, and Velma,
and Velma, yeah,
both got dusted.
Yeah. So
and that is the start of what is this movie?
And cue the logo.
Yep. And then the logo, no music.
No.
No original Marvel Avengers theme music.
No,
this was just like sad, like. This is like it was just like straight into the movie music. I was like, whoa, this is serious.
Yeah, this is some serious shit right here.
I mean, one thing, like, this movie was an experience. Like, this whole room of people where we would laugh, we would all like cry. Like, there was one where like all gasping, we all like laugh. Like, it was like a team effort kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it really does.
And then there was moments in the middle of the movies where we was clapping, we was up there like cheering,
yelling.
We was like
certain part where I think I yelled. Top of my lungs.
Yeah. Sir, I don't think you were the only one yelling in that moment. All right?
I understand that, but it felt like it. And look, we'll get there later, but just as a little tease, it's about this guy. But So we meet the cold open.
Yes.
You know the team of Tony, like in the trailer, he's we're out of air tomorrow and we're about to die, and of course this huge light in space, and guess who it is? Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Sorry, I got this thing in my chest.
Yeah.
She shows up,
takes him back to Earth,
and he's all sickly and shit.
Yeah, like it was very subtle, but subtle to the point where like he looked like Cap did in the first Avengers.
Before the serum, yeah, like, but more like bony.
Yeah, like I'm about to die, dude. Like give me a cheeseburger.
You know, like I went from like yay to sad day, because then it hit. And you know what's funny when he's talking about like it's been 21 days. No wait, 22 days. I was like, oh, this is a 20-second movie. Sorry, we can continue. Yeah, so you show up at the base. Cap has shaven that glorious Captain America beard.
We didn't want to look like Thor anymore.
Yeah,
but he didn't know he didn't. Keep pushing.
Damn, all these it's just it's coming. But no, ladies and gentlemen, then we see the team's not doing well clearly, and Tony's done. He's done. He's like, you know what? I told you guys this earlier. Like, I'm gonna live my life now.
Like, if we were together, we wouldn't have lost.
Yeah, he 100%.
He was like, mad at Cap.
Yeah, he called him a liar. He was like, look, you said we'd win or lose together, and we were not together, and that's why we lost.
That's why we lost.
Honestly, though, I think they would have won if they had like the whole team together. I mean, it's in the air. We'll never know where it lands.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But I mean,
we're not Doctor Strange. We couldn't see that outcome.
We couldn't see 14 million and change. All right, and the one had to be. So we see the infighting, and then basically they say, basically Captain Binary. I'm just gonna call her that. Yeah, that's fine.
Basically Captain Binary just says, "Hey, is he alive? Let's go get him."
Yeah, and she was like, "I'm gonna go kill Thanos." I'm like, whoa. We do things like a team here.
Yeah, we're a team here.
She's like, I guess. Like, she was like all about it. She's like all cocky. Like, she gonna handle business.
So they go to Thanos. You see Thanos.
Farmer Thanos.
All
Limpy McGee and shit.
Yeah, big time. He was messed up. Things we didn't really catch, because I went back and watched Infinity War before we saw this, and he didn't have all, because when you see him again, he's messed up.
Because
messed up.
At the Infinity War, you see a little bit of damage. It's definitely, but no, like in Endgame, and it explains why. Because he did another snap, and he decided, which is a genius move by the writers. I never thought about like the fact of using the stones themselves to destroy the stones so that things can be fixed. Yeah. That was genius.
Because it seemed too easy.
Yeah.
Oh, we just get the stones back and bam, we're good.
Bing, bang,
and he's
boom.
like, nah,
what stones?
Yeah.
And the thing is, when they showed up, that moment, the whole squad shows up. She comes through, grabs them. Hulkbuster, Banner grabs them. Everyone's grabbing them. Thor just comes through, chops off his arm. And they're like, oh, no stones. And he's like, yeah, suckers, too late. And then he cut off his head. And I was like, oh, shit, the movie's over.
Wow. Just like Infinity War when Gamora killed Thanos the first time.
With the nowhere.
Yeah, he's like, that was fast.
I was like, damn, they said the movie was 3 hours.
I want at least $10 back.
Yeah, at least. If that didn't happen, there was no point in time traveling. And ladies and gentlemen, David, please tell them, how did we time travel?
Quantum realm.
Say that one more time. That's just one word.
I'm sorry, quantum.
Have we heard this before?
And if you've seen our last video about Infinity War, which I know you have, quantum's a big deal.
Is it? I feel like they didn't tell us enough about it, and a sequel to a movie about a man that's ant-size enough.
We're not saying we called it. We're not saying that.
We are not saying that we were 100% right about the quantum realm and the traveling of time through that said thing discussed in Ant-Man and the Wasp. We are not.
Because that would be really douchey of us to be.
We are so humble.
Yeah, that's right.
Fat Thor. Fucking Lebowski Thor. Santa Claus Thor. Coke in hand, beer in hand Thor.
It was beer in hand.
Bro, like,
it was kegs. There was kegs done.
Bro, and then he threatened the kid. On Fortnite, bro. Like, Thor went through some shit.
Yeah.
Like, and not the best way at all, because poor Thor, he was really feeling it. And it was funny because that bodysuit, you see him like he's all, looks like melted ice cream. And you can still see, like, Hemsworth is built as hell, so you can see a little bit of his six-pack.
Yeah.
Like, no one's fat like you liar. You can't even be fat right.
You can't be fat right.
And Hemsworth just being the You know what? That was a con. I didn't think it was like they used him only for
comedy.
basically comedy, and a lot of it was great. Don't get me wrong. I was laughing and all that good stuff, but it was like that's almost all they used him for.
And you know Thor before the time before the time jump, before we got fat Thor was huge, like space boy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? He was jacked.
Yeah.
Just not a monkey. But you know what I'm saying? So I mean, and just to see him as out of shape Thor, which he's still like swole.
I know he was he's like my dream weight and shit. Like still, like he still goes for like a lot of people.
Yeah, like
And he had like the hair. You know what? The hair was back. I love the fact that the hair was back. He had this stupid beard and he had hobo gloves on with all the fingers cut off. No matter what he was wearing. Like, did you see it though?
Yeah.
Even when he was like full Thor again, he still had the gloves on, bro.
And then we meet another fan favorite, Hulk. Hulk is not Hulk. Hulk is not Banner. Hulk is not Hulk. And they explain he's a mixture of both. He's like bro Hulk.
100%.
You
Bro,
know?
Hulk.
Almost like hipster Hulk.
Yeah, bro. And the music they played for him when he gives Ant-Man the 2 tacos. Oh my god. And he's just like this humble fucking giant. Like he's this like cute little cuddly giant. And like it was just hilarious. Like he's not, because it's raging. The kids came up to take a picture with him and he was like, hey, say green.
And of course,
Mom's always right.
and everything's tiny. It was just perfect how the switch went from like hey, hold my phone.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Hold my phone.
Yeah.
To then him like, hold my phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And he's like, yeah, I'm wearing. He's walking around in a tank top.
You know, we got a shot of the Battle of New York, and he's sitting there, for Avengers 1 Hulk, and
Yeah, he's like, oh, he's embarrassed.
yeah, he's embarrassed.
He's like,
Like,
oh god.
he takes his shirt off. He's like, do I got to do this?
Yeah, and then he's like, you gotta smash some things, and he's like,
He's like throwing stuff.
rar. And what was this? Rar.
Yeah, it was awful.
I was like, bro, go do your job.
Everyday rat.
Yeah. Hey, things that people run and try to kill
Save the universe.
saved what is the MCU, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, this rat for some reason was walking around on the van
The Van.
and turns the damn tunnel back on, and out pops Scott Lang.
Yup. And in that moment, there was hope.
You know, Paul Rudd, right?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, who is basically known as a comedic actor,
Yeah.
has some very good dramatic
Yeah,
scenes.
he had, as they say, range. No, he had some good ass range. Like, wow, I lost my. He had really well proven range.
Yeah,
in this
he
film.
really did. You know, he sees Cassie again. You know, it's 5 years later. She's grown,
and
he
he hits it. Like I felt for him. Like he really, and I loved it because there was a lot on his shoulders because he was gone for what he explained 5 hours, but that 5 years after the snapping, and he comes back and he's like, what the hell's going on? Like what's like everything's shit, everything's gone to crap. Like things are destroyed. There's very few people left. Like he's trying to figure out what's going on. He goes to basically a memoriam and all these names, and he's like, please not Cassie, please not Cassie. And he sees his own name.
doesn't see Cassie, sees his.
Sees his own, and he freaks out, and then he runs home, and then you see it's his older daughter, or his daughter who's now older, and it's that moment of like, he's one of the few lucky people.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he
And
lost
so
the
is
love
she.
of his life. And so is she. You know? So it's crazy, and I like the way they we'll get there. The way they fixed it. We'll get there. The whole Joe Russo show up during the meeting.
Yeah,
with Cap. They had this little like
Cap's running like a
like it was like a kind of like an AA.
That's
like,
what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say AA.
Oh, that's all I got.
Yeah.
That's all I got. It was like
just to feel better.
yeah, it was like a meeting like where you can feel safe, you can talk, you're like what fuck what you've been dealing with, and he's like, yeah, I went on a date for the first time in 5 years, and he cried before the salads got there, I cried during dessert, like it was just like a circle of like just there's a word for it. Damn it.
Third movie Joe Russo's been in.
Yes.
Third movie, which is crazy. You know, he was in Winter Soldier.
Yo.
He was in Civil War, and of course this one. I might be.
Exactly, like you said it last night. It's like, here, we're gonna say you casted it, we're gonna make this big thing, but you are not.
I'm not in the movie.
So it was something crazy, like something like that. I was just watching. I was like, almost forgot about her, that she was supposed to be in it because this movie was so good. Like I almost forgot about it. And then at the end, I was like, oh yeah. I remember all the memes. Like, it was like giving the Polaroid to Thanos. Like, this is your tape and shit. Like, and you brought it. I forgot. There was no Soul World in this movie.
No Soul World, and we heard a lot about Soul World was confirmed
at the end of Infinity War.
I was thinking, we're gonna get Doctor Strange like pulling everybody together and saying, we got to find a way out. We got to help. I know something's going on.
Exactly.
And then there was theories that that he did it on purpose to get to the Soul World, to get everybody because he saw it in the future.
Yeah,
all this.
So there's all kinds of, and then of course Gamora being one of two only comic book characters to ever escape it,
and
she was already there.
Yeah, she was. So didn't get any of it. So they go to the smartest man. He's like, no. And if you've seen Iron Man 1, 2, 3, and any other movie with said Tony Stark, you would know that if you put something in his head, it's going to fester, and he's going to mess with it all day. And sure enough,
it's exactly what happens.
Of course, once again, if you've seen all these Iron Man movies, he rolls up in a certain Audi because all he drives is Audi.
Let's talk about how he rolled up. All right, first things first, he rolled up hella aggressive. All right, he was hella aggressive, and he went like past Cap, and then he reversed, and he showed up with that beautiful Tony Stark cockiness, like, y'all messed up, huh? Good thing I showed up. I figured it out. I was like, But his reasoning, though, I mean, he did not want to lose, and
his daughter,
what was her name? Meg?
Morgan.
Knew it started with an M. And he did not want to lose his daughter, which, I mean, 100% understand. That was, like he said, that was his second chance.
I got to say this because it's been, by the way, he showed up like he was going 80 and the school's up.
Yes. Yes. It was, he really, all you hear is,
and Cap knew it. Cap
Cap was just smirking like,
Tony's here.
But the most important part of that scene is when he handed Cap his shield back.
Hey, you might need this.
And he just held it. I mean, Chris Evans, like, no one holds it like he does. Like, he held it, and he did like that. Like, he just looked on, like, that Captain America pose. I was just like, oh my God, we won. We just won right now. Basically, go take turns talking about the time period, what they were doing, where the stone was, what they remember. So Thor gets up, because it's his turn to talk about the Infinity Stone that he was most interacted with, which is the reality one, which is funny. Thor World, like we said, Thor Dark World. It's like the worst Thor film, but it's also the most important one.
The most important one.
Because that's where they go back to in this one. And then, of course, the reality is like, hey, before I forget, all the characters who came back, actors and actresses who came back for this movie, even if it was just to redo an old scene, or just just to see their face, like, I was blown by that, blown away by that.
When we go back to Asgard and Thor 2, I wasn't surprised to see his mom.
No, see, that one wasn't.
But I was surprised as hell to see Natalie Portman.
Foster.
Because she has made it known, I hated doing this shit.
Yeah, she was written out because of that.
Yeah, and she's there. And you're like...
And she literally gets out of bed, and then Rocket's creeping because he's trying to get the ether out of her. That's it. But, like, I mean, that's a lot. Like, that's...
Just to have her there.
Yeah. That was crazy. Like, that was one of those things that really threw me off. But yeah, so they're splitting off into teams. Thor's giving his speech, and his speech is, Thor is in a huge slump, so his speech is all over the place. He's like, this is my old flame, and we don't even talk. He's getting emotional, and Paul Rudd's sitting there just like, all like intrigued, and everyone else is like, oh my God, this dude needs help, and they're trying to get him off. He's like, no, I'm not done talking. And it was, anyways, they break off into teams.
How are you gonna stop him? He'll throw you through a window.
Yeah, he's the most powerful one. He has Odin's power now. He's the most powerful one with Odin's power. And he's also the sloppiest one. Captain America, Ant-Man, Iron Man, Hulk go to 2012, which is the first Avengers, New York. And that's where we have 3 stones together. Tesseract, the Scepter, space, mind,
time.
And time. And that one was crazy. That was a really good shot. And then the other team, before we get into the deep dives of each one. And then you have, War Machine, Nebula, Bart, and Black Widow are a team because they go to Morag, which is the first Guardians to get a Power Stone.
And then they split.
And then they split off. It's War Machine and Nebula stay on Morag. Bart and Nat go to Vormir for the Soul Stone.
Yes.
And then the other team, am I missing a team? I'm missing a team. It's Thor and Rocket, which is a weird fucking team. But I get it because they've worked together. Rocket's like the one who has to keep him in check.
Which
is not Rocket at all. And then they go to, was it like 2013 is what they put on there?
I think
Thor Dark World. Because they put the time. It's 2014 which is the most important one. 2014 is for Morag, and 2014 is the biggest team. It's like we said, the one that divides War Machine, Nebula, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. That's when they split up, but that's 2014. I want to say it was 13. Whatever, that doesn't matter. Thor 2, they go there. That's our teams. Their job is to get the 6 Infinity Stones, which they do. But then we hit Rise on each one. Emotional rides, man.
Very emotional rides.
And the thing is, like, there's not a whole lot of like crazy fighting in the first 3/4 of this movie.
No, it's a lot of emotion, a lot of just prepare yourself.
Yeah, because I mean, we got a lot of fighting in the first one, Infinity War, and then we get.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Which one do you want to say? Because you have choices, sir.
I'd like to start with the Battle of New York, because the Battle of New York had one of the coolest scenes and a homage to the comic books, the new comic books that everybody hates.
Yeah.
You know, so Cap's in charge of getting the
scepter.
The scepter,
the Mind Stone.
The Mind Stone. And Tony
and Ant-Man.
And Ant-Man are in charge of getting the Tesseract. Well, Robert Redford, another cameo back.
I didn't expect that shit either.
Exactly.
I mean, Loki was there, but that was expected.
That was expected, and he's gone. We don't know where Loki. So
hold on. We'll get there.
So Cap gets it, loses it, fights himself.
Hey, he literally whooped his own ass.
Yeah.
And before we go any further,
you're gonna do it, aren't you?
Oh yeah, there's maybe the best line in this entire second best line, because the last line that Tony says is beautiful, but no, there's this second best line. Tony spying on the team, and it's that last moment in Avengers when they're standing over Loki, and he's like, man, Cap, that suit did nothing. Real quick, Cap swore like a sailor in this film. Continuing. Tony's like, that suit did nothing for your ass. And Cap, and it's like, why, you didn't have to look. And then, of course, Ant-Man, Paul Rudd's character,
fanboy,
being the biggest Captain America fanboy.
Next to me.
In the movie universe,
okay.
Outside of us. Says, I don't know what he's saying. That right there, as far as I know, is America's ass. And then it pays off.
So then Cap fights himself.
Right. Oh.
And our Cap, the time-traveling Cap, beats old Cap. Mm-hmm. And Cap is laying face down. And Cap looks at himself and says, that is America's ass.
And walks off. So perfect. And it was funny because he made fun of himself twice in that moment. Yeah. He said, that is America's ass. And then old Cap is like, I can do this all day. And he's like, yeah, I know. Like, he was even tired of it. He's like, I get it. God, I'm annoying.
Yeah. So he loses the scepter. And
he keeps the scepter. He's the one who succeeds. Tony fucks up.
No. He loses the scepter. Hold on. He loses the scepter, and Rumlow gets it.
Oh, yeah. You too.
And so they go into an elevator, and we're thinking we're going to do an elevator scene again. I'm cool with that.
Yo, I was 100% ready
and
for Winter Soldier.
I was ready for him to be like, if anyone wants to get out.
Yes, I was like, if anyone wants to get out, now's your chance. I was like,
and
whoop their ass.
And then comic book nerds who hate this, I'm not a fan myself.
I dislike it, but continue.
He goes to Rumlow, looks at him, and says, Hail Hydra. And walks out. And I was like,
the scepter. And you see his smirk when he's walking out. Everyone's like, what? And then he walks out with a smirk. I'm like,
Russo's again.
Yup.
You know, so Cap gets his, because Cap always succeeds.
Yeah. It's Captain America.
Yeah, it's Captain America. And then, so they meet up, he meets up with Tony and Ant-Man, and they said, we didn't get it. So then another separate mission goes off.
Yeah.
But before we get there,
as he says, we got to improvise.
Yeah, so before we get there, Banner goes to Bleecker Street.
Yup.
And
because, he has a nice place on Bleecker Street.
In our last video, we were saying how, just go back to get the stones from Doctor Strange. Well, they do go to the Sanctum Sanctorum
and to speak to Doctor Strange.
And it's not Doctor Strange there.
No, because they are, as the Ancient One states, 5 years too early.
Too early. Ancient One's there. Ancient One kicks the shit out of Hulk.
And she's whooping ass with the Shatara.
She's just standing on top of the
on the building. Just not on. Hey, not on my block.
I'm the Sorcerer Supreme. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So all that, and you're thinking like she's not giving it up.
Yup.
The Time Stone ends. She's not giving up the Time Stone at all.
Okay.
And then Bruce. Well, she takes Bruce out of Hulk.
Yeah, she
And
throws him into that.
He's astroplaning. He's doing his thing, and then she says, he said, Doctor Strange told us this was going to happen.
Yeah.
And she's like, he gave it up willingly. She gives up the stone.
Yep. Because she was like, what? He's supposed to be the best of us. And he's like, well, maybe he made a mistake. She's like, no. Maybe I did.
Yeah. So then
take that shit.
So then we go back to Tony and Cap, and they go to the birthplace of Captain America.
Yep.
His
70? 1970?
Something like that. But it was his. No, it was like the 40s because that's when Captain.
No, but it was 70 because Cap was already nice.
Okay.
It was 70. It was 70 because remember it was 1970. Because yeah.
And we get two very emotional moments. So they go back to Cap Lee. Is it Cap Lee?
I'm sorry. What?
Was it Camp Lee or what was it?
Yeah, Camp Lee.
If we're wrong, let us know. So we go there and Cap sees.
Hold on, we get the last cameo of Stan Lee in that moment.
Yeah.
When they drive by the camp and cheers to him, mate. Yeah. Like
that was
and it was a good one too because he was just like, woo! Like it was just a fun one.
Well, he was like against the war.
Yeah, he was a hippie.
Yeah, he was.
And they're like throwing a piece, and the thing said enough said, and he's just like long hair, and he's just like wow. And he's driving like Tony. Yeah. I was just like,
So then we get two very emotional moments.
Yes, two very.
They're going to get the Tesseract.
Yep, and more pin particles.
So we can keep moving.
So we can keep time traveling.
So Cap, I'm gonna get to. I'll do the bigger one second. So we get there and we see Cap, and Cap sees Peggy. And in that moment, it felt like he was like, I might want to stay.
Yeah, there was. You can tell that he clearly paused. Like,
fuck the mission.
I can stay here. I can be happy.
Fuck the mission.
Yeah.
I just want Peggy.
I can make that dance, man. Like
that pays off.
Yes.
But the more emotional one was Tony finds the Tesseract.
Yup.
And he's in there in the building. He gets it. It's real easy. Blah blah blah. And some guy comes up and says, "Hey man, what are you doing?" Mm-hmm. Turns around.
It's Howard Stark. So,
and they have They have a conversation about being a dad.
Yeah, and it's because his mom's expecting Tony. And it's funny because they do have that connection. It's funny because he gives himself Tony, like of course, not being able to come up with a better name, names himself Howard Potts, and they have this genuine connection as they go up, and they're talking about how he's like, yeah, I'm expecting, like I'm not sure what to do, like I'm nervous, and he's like, I was too, and then it's funny because he's telling his dad that it's gonna be great, you're gonna be a good dad, like he goes, yeah, my dad was hard on me, but that doesn't matter anymore. All I see is the great moments we had to get, like. It was just this moment where it was like he was, finally able to tell his dad goodbye.
It was very well done. It was very emotional, and it's something that
hugs him.
We never thought we'd ever see.
No, heck no.
Another cameo. If you were fans of the show Agent Carter, you knew I don't know the actor's name, but he played the real Jarvis.
The Butler Jarvis.
And sure enough, gets out, opens the door for Mr. Stark. He's Mr. Stark. Yeah. And he's like, thanks, Jarvis. And you're like,
yep. I was like, so that's where Tony got the name for his AI.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just links it together. So Jarvis was always the butler. You know what I mean?
And if you're a comic book reader, you knew Jarvis was
always a butler.
Alfred anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other way to put it, really, you know?
Exactly.
And as butlers go, the most famous butler is
Pennyworth, baby.
Alfred, man, come on. Or Benson.
Yeah.
Hey,
okay.
Research and you'll know exactly what I'm talking
about. But then that resolves itself, and then let's jump to the Thor 2 one because this one's I don't know why. To me, it's right here mentally. It's the 4 when they double split. More the 14 one. That's more important. So let's go to Dark World. Thor Dark World is first things first. I gotta say it. Rocket slaps the shit out of Thor to try to get him to focus on said mission.
Which is incredible.
Because this little creature, who's not that powerful at all,
but is a badass,
is a baller, and smart as fuck, slaps one of the most powerful characters in this universe. He's like, come here, just come here. Bah!
And he knew it was coming. That's the thing, he knew it was coming.
Because Rocket was like, come here. And he got close, he's like, no, right here, come. Boom! And it was loud. He's from the it was hilarious. Trying to get him to focus. Of course, he sees his mom. He's already in an emotional state. He feels like the biggest failure in the universe. He sees his mom and just another failure because he couldn't save her and loses it. So Rocket's doing his own thing, trying to poke her with this thing to, I don't know what the hell it was. They never said what it was, but just basically suck the ether out of her.
Yeah.
To get the stone.
And he got it.
He does, and he's getting chased throughout the kingdom.
You know, a bunch of Asgardian soldiers are just following. He's like, "We gotta go!"
Yeah, he's like, Thor! And he's like on all fours, like booking it. And Thor's having this beautiful heart-to-heart with his mom. And it was actually a really good scene. Like, that scene, and it was funny because she immediately was like, "You're not my son. Like, you're not this son. The future hasn't been good to you." He's like, "I didn't say I'm from the future." She's like, "I see with more than eyes. I was raised by witches." He's like, "I'm so totally from the future."
Yeah, he just...
yeah, he loses it. And
like, if you don't want to keep a secret, you tell Thor.
yeah, because Thor was just like, "Yeah, you're right."
He's telling everybody.
And that scene, though, was really another, like, emotional state. Like, you know, it's him... And his mom knew that he was trying to give her some information. She's like, no, you're here to fix your future, not mine.
Not mine.
So,
my future's set.
Yep, mine is done and done. Let's just get you what you need. And she basically gives him the pep talk that he needed to realize that he is not a failure. Like, he is a failure, but it's not, like, he is still himself. He's still Thor. He's still powerful. He can still help people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we have another great reunion when he puts his hand out and his mom says, "Give it a minute. Sometimes it takes
Sometimes
one."
it takes a minute. Yeah.
And
we get Mjolnir.
Mjolnir, baby.
Mjolnir.
That sexy son of a hammer.
All
right. And then
which
they
pays
go
off later.
Glorious.
And, you know, the one thing that I think we kind of missed out on the Dark World scene is Robert Redford is a cameo. Natalie Portman is a cameo. You know, his mom is a cameo. We got no Sif.
See, that would have been the perfect moment to get some Sif action. Or the Warriors 3, like, just in the background or something. You know what I mean?
I don't care about this because it's Sif.
Yeah, I know, but I was just
Jamie Alexander.
trying to be...
No. Jamie Alexander.
And sad day because she'll never see her again. But she was dude. Lady Sif was amazing. She's one of the baddest warriors out there.
Who?
But yeah,
Jamie Alexander.
yeah, Lady Sif.
I lost train of thought.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You all right? Take a deep breath, bro. You all right? Need some cold water? Yeah, there's steam fogging up the lens, man. No, yeah, you're right. That was one thing that
no Sif.
Yeah, and other than that though.
It worked.
It was beautiful.
It's funny because all this greatness is coming out of what is widely considered the worst movie of all of them.
It's Thor: Dark World. If you in a benchathon of the MCU, that is one of the biggest dreads there is.
That's when you're like, well, we can skip it.
And it's funny because it's so important because not only in that film, real quick, you have Dr. Selvig who's drawing the tree. He's talking about different timelines on that same chalkboard.
616.
Yes, and he talks about time travel. He's literally giving us the plan, which is this movie in Thor: Dark World. He gives us infinity. Like, it's so important. The Asgards go to space. Like, it's so intertwined with this universe, and it's like one of the worst movies. It's just funny that we go back there, and you know what's funny though? Them going back there in this movie just like made that movie better.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Just a little bit just made it better, because you know, if you ever rewatch that one, you're like, I know what's gonna happen. Not yet, but it's gonna happen. And let's go on because we can talk about that all day.
So now we're going to
Morag 2014 and Volmir 2014. Okay. Team War Machine and Nebula, 2 machines, and 2 spies. Who split up. And this one was super funny until it ended, which is the Morag one with War Machine and Nebula, because we get a beautiful recreation of Guardians 1 intro when he's singing and dancing, kicking those space rats and singing and da-da-da. And then you know how originally all you hear is the music and he's lip singing, so it's perfect. Yeah, they added the smartest humor ever. You cut the music off and it's just him singing way off key, and he's just like, so he's an idiot. She's like, yeah, everyone calls him an idiot, but at the end of the day, he's the leader. Yeah, they always go to him in an emergency. Yeah. But there was no that scene. That's what it was missing, was that moment of him singing and you hear no music. Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Well, you know, he can't eat dumbbells. So, but you know,
this is a sign for me.
So, they get the orb.
Yep.
Which was kind of easy.
Hmm. But it was easy because of what you're about to talk about.
But then they were setting up. Like, we gave you this easy, happy-go-lucky,
and even though that one hits the fan when...
Now we're going to punch you in the face.
Yo.
So how do you pronounce it?
Volmir.
Volmir. So they go to Volmir.
Volmir.
And of course, Red Skull's still there.
Yep, and he's showing up all like he did last time. Like, I know what you seek. And then he gave Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow Romanoff, her dad's name was Ivan. She didn't know that.
She didn't know that.
And Barton, son of Edith, like gave her that too. And he was like, whatever. Like, he knew that. But she didn't know her own dad's name.
So of course, another part that was kind of messed up was they didn't realize that they had to give up something to get that, even though it had been said in the movie that Thanos went there with Gamora and didn't come back. So
Exactly.
So now they're arguing who has to go.
Yeah, it's not even who has to. It's more like, I'm gonna go, you stay. No, I'm gonna go, you stay. They're both trying to do their self-sacrifice.
And the smart play would have been Scarlet, but everyone's saying they're not killing Scarlet. She's getting a movie. So safe to say, who goes?
Assumingly, before watching, Hawkeye.
But after watching, Scarlet goes.
Black Widow.
Black Widow's done.
Not only did she jump, they showed us her body with blood around it.
Yeah.
Like,
this movie doesn't pull no punches. I mean,
it was surreal.
We saw Thanos' head.
Yeah, bro, Ronan shanked somebody.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like Ned Stark cut somebody's head off.
Oh.
No, that's like season 1, dude. We're still good there.
I know.
No, not Ned Stark. We're talking when he killed.
I know, but still, it's just, I know where that goes. I'm sorry. You're bringing up... this movie's emotional enough, sir. Don't bringing all this other Game of Thrones emotions into it.
Today's Saturday. Tomorrow's
another conversation.
Battle of Winterfell. But anyway. So he gets the Soul Stone.
Yeah, it's in the worst way, but yeah. And
we have a infiltrator.
Yep. And a sad reunion once everyone's back to present time. After the 5 years, because they have a little moment.
Natasha's gone.
Yep, to say goodbye to her. You know what I mean? It's emotional. They're like, we got to do this. Tony creates a glove.
And let me talk about that glove for a second, because everything Stark makes looks exactly alike.
Yeah.
Because he was sitting next to him, I was like, it's very Stark looking. Because it's
red and gold.
It was red and gold.
Hot rod, baby.
Yeah, so they build it, and they say, who's going to be able to wield it? And freaking Professor Hulk gets up, and he's like, me. Because Gamma, it's all Gamma. I can do it. Blah, blah, blah.
What did he say? I was like, it was almost like I was created for this. Like something like along the lines.
Yeah.
You can see it eating away at half his body.
And it comes into play later.
Yes, it does. And yes, it does.
So everybody's happy. We got the stones. We're going to do the snap. Hulk can't snap.
He's struggling.
Yeah, and it's hurting him. And then camera pans. We go back into the time machine.
Yeah, what they created.
And then you see the Sanctuary 2.
Yep, and Evil Nebula brings it home, and she brings it to the present. Sanctuary 2 comes through, and then as it comes through, Hulk finally gets it and snaps. And then the snap doesn't take him back 5 years. All the snap did was bring everyone who was gone or snapped, everything, back to current time. So they still missed those 5 years. Talking about it because Hulk says he was trying to bring back Black Widow. And... maybe that's why it hurt him so much, because he was trying to do something he couldn't do or something. But then we started thinking, maybe Thanos originally, when he snapped at the end of Infinity War, the reason it hurt him so much was because he was trying to bring Gamora back. Just a fruitful thought.
We were running at this point in the movie, and then we went into like
Flash level speed.
Yes,
run.
because it just kicked. This movie was at a 9.5. Before that happened, and it just kicked into gear. So next thing you know, the Sanctuary 2 shows up, blows the shit out of Avengers
facility.
Yeah,
it's down.
And next thing you know, the Sanctuary's there, and it's like freaking Thanos comes down, has his army of the Outriders and the
Shatari,
the
creatures,
flying thingies. Yep. Which that's a technical term, by the way.
I was about to say, sir, did you TM that? Because that sounds like accurate.
Hey, I read my stuff.
You're right.
The flying thingies come, the flying slug thingies. I think that's
the Shatari flying.
Those guys, thingies. Which I did that twice already, but those guys show up, and it's our.
Let's do it one more time. I know you want to. Now we're good. Continue.
So next thing you know, the White Walkers at the gate of Winterfell.
Oh my God!
We are outnumbered.
Oh my God!
We are outnumbered.
Oh my God! Not only is that accurate and angrily accurate, I'm gonna if I could afford to flip this right now, I would. If I had the money to flip this, break that, and this, I would right now, ladies and gentlemen. But clearly I do not, so I'm just going to sit here.
That's how outnumbered we look. And
bro, how you skipping him just chilling and the Holy Trinity, the MCU Holy Trinity walking up on a boy? He sends Evil Nebula to find the gauntlet, which Barton has, and he's running away from Outriders like a boss. And then, more importantly, Thanos is sitting there, just waiting. Big old blade in ground, helmet in the
He's sitting there, he's like, what do you do? He's like, I'm waiting.
I'm waiting. And you see Thor standing there, watching him. Cap and Iron Man show up, and it's the MCU Holy Trinity versus Thanos.
Shield in hand.
Full armor, the fitted, like, comic armor.
Scales.
Bro, dual wielding. Stormbreaker and Mjolnir.
Hold on. We get there. We're talking Caps and full scales.
Full scale. And they should look good. Looks so good.
Iron Man's got the wings, if you will.
Okay, yeah, that's also accurate.
The gun wings?
This right here is what makes them deadly, ladies and gentlemen. This right here, they pew 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 pew.
And we're ready to
deadly.
go.
And then you see them start to fight, and then we cut. You have this beautiful, so we get this beautiful fight between the Trinity and Thanos. It's beautiful. Like this, like, I'm not getting detailed yet, because when we do, we're gonna get detailed. And whatever, we're still losing. Iron Man is like knocked out. Thor's knocked out.
Cap's just standing there like...
just stood up. I'll give you this much. Shield broken. By himself. Little man. Big Thanos. And behind Thanos is the Black Order. The rest of the Chitauri flying thingies. The Chitauri. The Outriders. All his guns. His fucking... Everything. It's
Sanctuary 2 sitting there.
That beautiful picture, though. When they come out, you just see Cap. And then you see all that. I was like, oh, cut it and take it. I want it.
Looked like a splash page.
Yes. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I need it on my wall. And you're just like, oh, we about to lose. And that's when you hear
the radio.
Cap. He's what? Cap, it's Sam. We're like,
and then you see the circles.
No, what do you hear Sam say right before that? All the way back to Winter Soldier.
Please do the honors.
On your left, baby. And portals opening. We see Wakanda Forever's back, baby. Black Panther Shuri. I forgot her name because I'm an asshole. The leader of his...
Dora Milaje.
Thank you, but what's her name? I can't remember right now.
Okoye.
There you go. And then you see them walk in, and then more portals open. You see Doctor Strange show up. You see the Guardians come into play. And then you see Spidey-Man. That's how I'm into it. Spidey-Man swings up. You're like, oh shit. And then Sorcerers. And then the Valkyrie shows up on a Pegasus. And then you see Asgardians. You see Ravagers. You see, I said Sorcerers. You see, what else I'm missing? Sorcerers. Everyone who was dead is alive. And they're coming through portals, people. And then it's like, oh my God, we're going to do this. And then Doctor Strange is like, to Wong, is that everybody? And Wong's like, bitch, you wanted more? More? Yeah. But no, we cool. We got to do what we got to do. And then you see this moment of everyone gets up and then they start running. It's like Infinity War, but better, because literally everyone's there. Hope is there. And, oh yeah, that's when Ant-Man jumps up. He's huge as fuck. Hulk's there. Every character, like, you get this side panel. Like, I'm doing this, but it's like a side view. And every character from 22 films is right there. Running as a team.
And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the best scene. It's not the best part of the movie.
Oh, and Captain Mo fucking America says, Avengers!
Assemble. Still not the best part of the movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, you want to know what the best part was? Also, I gotta say, that scene though, when they collide and you just see that glory of the good guys and that evil piece of crap fighting, 100% reminded me of Ready Player One, of all the nostalgic fighting. That's what it reminded me.
But the actual, when they hit each other,
yo, that was like Battle of the Bastards. Is that what I knew it. I already knew it. It's Battle of the Bastards, the horse colliding.
Or Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah. Now Lord of the Rings too. You went
when the dead soldiers.
Okay. You were fucking going there.
I'm saying it seemed like both of them.
You were not going there at all.
Felt like both of them.
I'm hot. Because fuck it. So, you know what the best part is of the movie, damn it?
Not yet.
Please.
Not yet.
We've skipped it because we can't talk about that fight scene yet.
Go ahead.
Because it's.
Tell them.
All right, cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Remember how Thor was dual wielding? You remember? I don't need it. You remember? So that Holy Trinity that Ultron. Is the MCU Holy Trinity is fighting Thanos, right? You have Cap, you have Iron Man, you have Thor. They're fighting him. It's for the most part, it's pretty good. Like, they're beating up Thanos as much as he's beating them up.
Yeah, it's
It's
not a
pretty even.
one-sided. It's not one of those like good guys. We're here. We win.
No, it's pretty well. Thanos is still holding his own. You see him bruised and bleeding, but they're just as much bruised and bleeding. And
Cap's still fighting with a broken shield.
yep, because it's cut to pieces. Oh, not yet. Okay. And basically, he chunks Tony this way. He chunks Cap that way. Hits Thor. Thor, drops both hammers, flies off. He calls Stormbreaker. And since Odin never put the "you have to be worthy" thing on there, he calls it, but Thanos grabs it and puts it on his chest. He's pushing it in. That was just like Infinity War, but reversing. Like, oh my God, he's about to die. And then Mjolnir, sitting somewhere off in the distance, gets picked up by who? By who, David? Tell him.
Captain America.
Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you did not hear, who picked up Mjolnir? Mjolnir being Thor's original hammer. Mjolnir being able to be picked up by someone who is worthy. Tell him one more time, please. Let him know who picked it up.
Captain America, a.k.a. Steve Rogers.
Steve Rogers, ladies and gentlemen. The man with America's ass picked up Mjolnir. And not only did he pick it up and chunk it, this boy wielded it like...
The Star-Spangled Man with the plan.
Bro, when he didn't just say, oh, look, I got a hammer, I'm going to hit you with it. He summoned lightning on his ass. He was whooping Thanos' ass one-on-one, hammer in one hand, shield in another, double teaming him and whooping his ass, summoning lightning on him twice, ladies and gentlemen. Not once, but twice, ladies and gentlemen. This was America at its finest moment in time. Continue.
I was yelling at the top of my lungs. The second he picked it up when it came back, I was like, yes!
The theater was like, oh my God!
Cap wielded Mjolnir. It was freaking amazing. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
And you get that one moment when you look at Thor and Thor's like, I knew it.
Yeah. Thor's full of shit.
Yeah, he was scared.
Because if you go back to Ultron, he's like, nothing.
He moved it, he's like, and then he didn't pick it up, he's like, yeah, see, you guys can't pick it up, you're not worthy, none of y'all worthy.
He's like, nothing.
Yup.
I knew that.
Yeah,
I knew that.
Suckers.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you that was the glory, and the thing is, being Cap, he's so smart, he was combining the hammer and shield to do combos. I was like, oh my God, that is beautiful.
Well, that's a callback to Ultron as well, because I remember there was a part where he held the shield, and Thor hit the shield, and it's like...
That's all the way back to First Avengers.
Yeah.
When he hits him with the beam on the shield and cuts him down.
So Cap's sitting there, bang, just...
ladies and gentlemen, he summoned lightning on Thanos twice.
Only the God of Thunder should be able to do that.
He whooped his ass, is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen.
Only the Lord of Thunder should.
The Lord of Thunder. The sexy Lord of Thunder, wasn't it?
Sparkles.
The sparkles. No, but that, ladies, was glorious. And then his shield, when it's one-on-one for a good minute, and then Thanos, of course, is starting to overpower, cuts through the shield with his blade, breaking it. And that's when you had that beautiful moment right before On Your Left. And then the whole team is on screen, and you get that. He calls the hammer back. Piece of shield left, and that's when he's like, assemble, and you get that beautiful collide. And that, ladies and gentlemen, isn't even the best. That isn't even the epitome of the fight yet. That is like the start of the fight, because then we jump into what is the Endgame.
All this being said, Barton's running around in a circle with the
gauntlet
full of stone.
And the thing is, he's running around. He's like, "What do you want me to do with this thing?"
And then they start throwing it to each other.
Yeah, and then no. First things first is Black Panther shows up like, "Barton, give it to me." I can't do the accent. Don't judge me. He gives it to him, and we get this beautiful moment of him gauntlet in one hand and using the rest of his body as a weapon, cutting through motherfuckers, landing, explodes like he's just handling his business. And then you have stupid Squidward starts picking it up. He runs up, he catches it. Then Spider-Man's like, I got it, bro. Swing. Whoosh. And then he goes over. And then you have this beautiful team up when he's like on Valkyrie and stuff like that. They're like, oh, I got this. And they're like trying to take it to the van so they can send him back so he can't change nothing. And then next thing you know, he gets caught up. And then who shows up? Who shows up? Because Thanos was losing at this point. So he decided to say rain fire and just let it rain wet bombs and stuff.
He pulled a Ramsey Bolton and tried to kill his own people.
To kill everyone.
God, I need to stop the Game of
Thrones
references.
Yes, please, because look at this. Look what you're doing to me.
Sorry.
Look at this. Look at my cocaine hand.
I'm a dude.
And I'm all over the place, man.
Dude, I'm excited about tomorrow. But
clearly, but focus.
So he starts killing stuff. Raining down fire.
Yeah.
And even
it was because Scarlet was whooping his butt. All right, she came down with the fury. Continue.
So even what's his name, Corvus Glaive was like, dude, we're gonna kill our own people. And he's like, I don't care.
Rain fire.
And then the guns point up, and you see this huge light And they're like, something just came in the atmosphere. And I mean, they didn't even try to hide it. You knew exactly who it was. Because
she finally showed up.
To the call back later, she's like, you might not see me for a while. She showed up and went through that ship like a boss.
Just like she did at the end of Captain Marvel, she destroyed that ship with ease. And everyone's like, oh, yeah.
I think what happened was she had to go to the barber.
Yeah, like Rocket said, she had to get a trim.
Yeah, she had to
trim it up, man. She couldn't show up with it not being trimmed.
You know how some, I gotta get trimmed up.
So she's like, bro, can you kind of go quickly though, but don't fuck it up, because I got things to do. She shows up, you're like, oh shit, cool, and then you have this pretty baller scene. At first I was kind of iffy, but then when it accumulated, it was dope.
Oh, so then we get A-Force, and for non-comic book readers, A-Force is basically all women Avengers, and they have this big scene where it's basically like Avengers 1 when you have the scene of everybody, you know, but it's not the same thing. You got Peppers, you got Peppers. You got Pepper.
We did that last time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You got Pepper, you got Valkyrie, you have Okoye, Shuri,
Gamora, Captain Marvel, like Scarlet Witch.
All women.
All the beautiful.
We have to talk about Scarlet Witch.
Oh yeah.
Beating the crap out of Thanos.
I just said that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was losing it.
And then, so you have that moment where you just see all the women. And it was kind of a bit of a callback also to Infinity War when she's like, you will die here alone. And then Scarlet shows up and then someone's like, she's not alone. Why was she up there the whole time? And then you see them just go ham. And they're trying to get the gauntlet to the van. To the most important van in the universe, ladies and gentlemen. To send the stones back so nothing can be unsnapped because everyone's brought back. But Thanos, being the smart son of a gun that he is, destroys that van.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, because he was trying to get the gauntlet from Captain Marvel, and you can see Captain Marvel was starting to overpower him in that fight. But then he's smarter than her.
He headbutted her, and she was like... Pfft.
Yeah, and he was like, oh. And you could see it like, oh, he's losing. And he's just smarter than everybody. Grabs the Power Stone, knocks her into the next week, puts it back on, and he's putting it on. And then we catch a glimpse of Tony and Doctor Strange. And then Tony does what Tony does best and tackles the shit out of Thanos, going for the gauntlet. Like nothing, pushes him off. He's like, haha, I'm inevitable.
Snaps. Movie over.
Yup, sad day.
Movie not over.
Nope.
Looks at the gauntlet.
Nope.
It's a gauntlet. It's still a gauntlet.
But you know what's missing?
Stones.
A few of them. And by a few, I mean
all of them.
Who has the stones, bro?
So next thing you know, you see Tony come up.
Stones.
And
mini gauntlet.
Like we said in our last video, it would be really great if, because the MCU started with a phrase, I am Iron Man.
Yes, that's exactly how this beautiful, magnificent thing started. How does it end?
I am Iron Man.
Done and done. And what did Iron Man do? He snapped all of Thanos' forces and Thanos himself
out of existence. So
he got dusted. What did that cost us, ladies and gentlemen? It cost me all kinds of damn tears is what it cost me, alright? Because in that moment, we knew that Cap didn't save the world because Iron Man did by dying when snapping. And it was so sad. I cried. I was crying right now. Shit.
Yeah, it was. We knew one was gonna go. But I think everyone thought
it would be Cap.
We knew one was gonna go, but I think everybody thought that it was gonna be Cap. Yeah. Not Tony.
No.
But like I said, I am Iron Man.
It's how it started.
It started.
How it finished.
Had to finish with him.
That's how the Infinity Saga started, as they're coining it now for the movies, and that's how the Infinity Saga ended. And we have this moment where Iron Patriot shows up because that's what he was in, a big old version of Iron Patriot.
Very big. Yeah.
It's huge. He shows up. Peter shows up, and then of course Paz shows up.
You know,
and
I think the best line of that whole thing is it's a very emotional line, and she says, you know, you can rest now.
Yeah, because she's like, we're gonna be okay.
You know, his arc from a womanizing alcoholic, you know, all these
billionaire playboy.
Yeah, all these character flaws to become. He just cared about everybody.
Yep.
You know, he gave a shit about everybody. He really did.
I mean,
it was first he cared about Tony Stark and Tony Stark alone, but obviously Robert Downey, you know, carrying the whole franchise on his back, and everything running through him. You know, because like I said, he was the first one to do it. You know, had the first Avenger been the first movie, it might be Chris Evans' arc. Don't get me wrong. If Iron Man's here, Cap's here, or vice versa, this depends on where you land on that. Because I'm a Cap guy, so you know. But at the same time, you got to give credit where credit is due, and it is an Iron Man trilogy. I'm sorry,
Iron Man saga.
Saga, and you know, so it had to end with him. And Pepper said, "You can rest now." You know, and his protege lost it, you know, you know, Peter lost it. And it was kind of
a reverse
where the last one was like, Mr. Stark, I don't feel very well, you know. So,
but it was more of a peaceful, because he was sitting there just kind of happy, because he knew that everything he loved was safe now. His daughter,
they had won.
His wife, his, you know, adopted child, Peter Parker, and, you know, his bro Cap, like the team, like he knew that everything was gonna be good, and he knew that they'd be okay now. And it was sad, it was emotional, and it was the perfect way to end the battle, honestly. And then we jump later. It's been a little bit of a time. You do the funeral for Tony, and of course, what is it? It's the proof that Tony Stark has a heart, original chess piece.
Iron Man 1.
And then Russo brothers, like, when I grow up, I want to be a director level as y'all, all right? They do this beautiful pan, and it's, you know, it's pausing the daughter, and you just pan in, and you see like the different teams and characters, and you just see them all different positions and grouped, and it's basically everything that he gave birth to, which is this movie universe, which is all these characters. Iron Man 1, no him, no movie, no nothing, none of this.
See the big gun in the back?
Yeah,
just standing there.
And then the brains of everything, Nick Fury.
And the one thing that really, because when they start showing teams, like, okay, we're going to see this person, and we even saw Ant-Man.
Yep.
The one that got me, though, was it was kind of funny, was the kid from Iron Man 3 was there.
Yep, just by himself, just chilling.
Yeah. Like,
it was just, you know, hitting that sentimental, I really don't want, no one need be Iron Lad or Iron, no touchy.
Iron Heart.
None of that.
Yeah.
No touch.
No, we don't need that.
Leave it alone.
The only iron we're getting is Iron Spider.
Yes, and you know what I mean. And then that's gonna be a whole nother thing. But that is no more, no touch. And then you're like, okay,
it can't get any more emotional, can it?
It's not supposed to, damn it. But because you know what Marvel said, I want your tear ducts to be empty by the end of this film, ladies and gentlemen.
I want your tear ducts to be empty, and I want your wallet to be empty.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it gets so much more emotional.
It really does.
It's so much more emotional. Where time has passed, right? And then they're showing you things are getting back to normal. You know, we're at a moment of peace. Cap getting the stones together, because what? They're gonna put the stones back exactly from where they took them, so it's like nothing ever happened. So those timelines don't get messed up. Great. Perfect. Great. Bro Hulk is doing his thing on the computer. Falcon and Bucky are there chilling, like, you know, waiting for you. Cap's like, I'll be back. And he jumps on.
And he's got Mjolnir with him.
He has to take it back to where it belongs. And he's on there, on the platform, disappears. Bro Hulk's like,
he'll be back in 3, 2, 1. No Cap.
No Capitan. No. And then, freaking out, Bucky just looks over, calls for Falcon, and on this bench in front of this water, of this lake, is this old man just chilling. And Bucky, as in already knowing what it was, you know,
he tells Sam,
walk over there, bro. That's all you go over there, do what you gotta do. It's Captain America.
We see old man Cap. You know, and what another throwback to the comics or callback to the comics, you know, that they have a discussion, and, you know, they're talking, and Cap's like, here.
Yeah.
He gives Sam the shield. Yeah. Sam Falcon is now Captain America.
Yeah.
And the big takeaway, again, was like, you know, they shook hands or they did something like that. You see a ring on Cap's finger.
Yep.
Whoa.
And that beautiful moment, you gonna tell me about her?
And he said no.
He's like, no, I don't think I will.
And then we get our last flashback of the day.
Another God.
We hear the music.
It's 1940 something.
What do we see? We see Peggy and Steve Rogers dancing.
He got his dance.
He got his dance.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is how this movie ends. And that is how the saga ends.
Yeah, it was a ride, and it's funny because we call this a review. It was more of we just told you what happened, but
it's because it was
for lack of a better term. Look, here's my review. It's great. Go watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, the movie is possibly one of the best movies all time. It's gonna change your life. If you care slightly for these characters, you will have a crazy emotional ride on this movie.
But you have to be invested.
But you can't just watch Infinity War and then go watch this and be like, it was a fun movie.
No,
it won't hit you the same.
You have to be invested.
If you are day one, ride or die, you love these characters from the jump, or even more so, you love these characters before the movies were even a thought. This movie hits a certain way, and this movie is undoubtedly amazing, great. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. You're gonna have a great time. There's some great humor in this movie. There's some very emotional moments. There's some great action fight scenes.
Easter eggs.
A lot of fun Easter eggs. Like, we get a look at a real Ant-Man helmet. Like, comic book Ant-Man helmet.
And it still looks terrible.
Yeah, it looks horrible. But, like, for some reason, I was like, put it on.
Yeah, right?
Just try it. You know what I mean? And, like, it was just being able to see that.
Michael Douglas cameo.
Yeah, like, the thing is, like, having all those characters and actors come back for the single show was very unexpected. So, and then Michelle Pfeiffer's in it at the very end at the funeral.
Yeah,
she's here to, like, just fucking Ross is in the back in the funeral. Like, everyone came back, and it was just the perfect way to end it. And ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we did just basically just went on a rant telling you what we loved and how this movie was amazing. But the reason we did that is because we are invested, because this movie it is a moment in time that we will never forget, and we highly recommend you check out this movie.
All I have to say about this movie is I expected one thing, and it surpassed that.
Yeah, and the thing is, my expectations
were high.
Were high before Infinity War, and were higher after Infinity War.
And it still surpassed it.
Still, I don't even know where it's at because it blew me that far back.
Like Joe said, well, we were talking before we started filming. It's the next saga is gonna have to come strong.
Oh, like, yeah, because I remember, like we said, like, it's all these characters. The reason I love the MCU, they're done, they're gone. This saga as it is ending, whatever comes next,
you got to come strong.
Most likely won't live up to this glory that is the beginning, and it's like a happy ending, but it's sad because, like, these things we won't, like, it's done. Like, we won't get to cherish that ever again. We won't see that. So wherever they go from here is going to be interesting because, like he said, they have to come in swinging. Yeah. All right, because this movie ended. The reason I wore this shirt because this movie is glorious, ladies and gentlemen. All right, just like the greatest of all time, right here. That's how this movie went down. All right, see that body? That's me after this movie emotionally. I'm knocked out. All right, I slept like a baby last night. Ojos were todo red. I was like. So but then I was like laughing and happy at the same time. All kinds of emotional. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we talked for a good minute, as we usually do, especially under set circumstances of what is this event. Is there anything you want to add before we officially say our adioses, our goodbyes, our au revoir?
Not really. I'm blown away. If you'd have seen us last night, we walked out of there at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Walked out at 3 a.m. because of course we caught the midnight show. Walked out of there, and it was like, usually we walk out of a movie, we converse, and but there was some silence there, because it's just blown away.
Yeah.
The Russos came strong. The Russos are done, by the way.
It's another one that's done.
So, I don't know where we go, because the Guardians are now the new Asgardians,
the Asgardians of the Galaxy.
The Asgardians of the Galaxy,
we assumed they were going to go, like, Secret Invasion. But, I mean, they could, but it'd be weird.
We don't know.
Yeah, so now, I think, personally, they should go Galactus. Just because you do have the first family now. You have the X-Men. You can do Galactus or Apocalypse.
You bring in the X-Men or that franchise, you can still do Secret Invasion.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, for you have to kind of build up to Secret Invasion.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Because the way Captain Marvel happened, it's been out for a minute. If you haven't seen it, that's on you. The Skrulls are good guys. So you can't just jump straight into. You have to show some evil Skrulls.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
So that's what I'm saying. So it'd be easier to do something else first, and little by little plant those eggs or seeds that there are some evil Skrulls or what the fuck ever. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to apologize for that rant I went on earlier. I honestly don't quite remember what I said. I was in it.
Well, you were in it.
And the joke's on you because you think that's for the camera. No, that is me 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, you gotta say it like that, man. No, just playing.
I know.
Oh, wow. No, ladies and
I feel
gentlemen.
like the guy in Guardians 1.
Oh, yeah. No. We had a great time watching it. I'm excited. I want to see it again.
I'm going to see it again. Yeah.
Without a doubt. So hopefully you guys enjoy watching that movie. Hope you guys enjoy this discussion. It's what it really was. And
tell us what you think.
Yeah, hopefully you come back. And definitely let us know, do you have a favorite moment in this favorite moment or scene in this film, in this saga, this franchise thus far? Where do you think it's going? Maybe you have a really good idea. I'd like to hear it. I know David would like to hear it.
I'd love to hear it.
Let us know down below in the comment section. Of course, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, any requests for David and I, maybe just David, maybe just I, let us know. We want to hear it. We'll check them out. We'll do it. Reactions, everything, all that, discussion topics. Let us know. We're interested. We're excited to do it. We always have a good time chit-chatting it up because we do this anyways.
I got one more for you. Once again, just to reiterate, thank you to the 350 subscribers. You guys mean the world to us. We do this for you and for us, and it's a good time, and it's great to see you guys coming out and being like, hey, we dig your stuff. We're going to subscribe. So once again, thank you so much, and tell your friends.
Like, I got to tell people. He coined it, ladies and gentlemen. What movie was it? I forgot what we left.
Captain Binary.
Captain Binary of the Seven Strings and whatever. We're leaving, and he's like, "Hey, yo, check us out. I just watched at YouTube.com," and walked out. And I was like, "I don't think you have to say the .com." We left.
It works.
It works. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you. Excited for future stuff. And hey, we'll be back to discuss for Spider-Man Home, Far Far Away.
Far From Home.
Far From Home, whatever. Motherfucker's not home, is what I'm saying.
Far Far Away is where Shrek lived.
Oh, no, that's right. His step-parents.
That's right.
Yeah. You're right. We'll be back for that because that takes place, 7-8 minutes after the events of Endgame and all that. So let's see how the world's doing from the perspective of young Peter Parker. Ladies and gentlemen, until then, as always, it's a good time. And we'll see you where, David?
At the movies.
Adios.